The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror, ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to it. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Monday morning to everybody. I hope everybody is doing extremely well today. Boy, oh boy, do we got a lot to get into. A lot has happened in these markets since Friday. We on this roller coaster ride that we call investing. We on this roller coaster ride that we call cryptocurrency, man. We're on this roller coaster ride, up and down, up and down, up and down. I told you guys on Friday, you guys gotta have some balls, man, to be in this market. Because this thing is a ride, baby. This thing is a ride. It's a crazy ride. And you got to be willing to take this ride. And we're going to get into it. We got some crazy news, some stuff that's going on, some stuff that we talked about for a while on this channel that's starting to come to light a little bit. And it's going to be a good, maybe a good March. It may be a good March, man. It very well may be. It may be that this is the month that we thought we were going to get in February. And now we're getting in March. So, we on it, man. What's up? Good morning, Junior. Good morning, my brother. Good morning. Good morning. That's right. Hit the like button, man. It's going to be good, man. It's going to be a good month. What did you say, Junior? You relaunched Legend? Oh, you relaunched it right on Radium. Okay, so you went straight onto chain. You went straight on chain. Yeah, that's probably a better way, man. That's probably definitely a better way. I'll check my wallet. Junior. I'll check my wallet, see if I got an airdrop. Yeah, that's probably a better way, man. But yeah, it's a great Monday. What's up, Heat? Good morning, my brother. Good morning. Man, it's a great Monday, man. We are on a absolute ride, man. These markets are on a ride, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yo, that's crypto. We're in a volatile asset, baby. We're gonna get into a lot of news, though, man. A lot of positive news coming out this week since Friday. March will be the month, Ken. Let's hope so, man. We all thought February. You can't predict these things right on time every single time. So maybe March is the month, man. Maybe March is the month. Selma, what's up, baby? What's up? Good morning. My brother. How are you? Let's see who else we got up in here. Yeah, my man Heat, man. Yo, Heat, this market, baby. This market, baby. We on it, man. We on it. We called a lot of it. We called some of this stuff, man. We called some of it. And we're gonna get into it. You know me. I take credit where credit's due. When I tell you, when we tell you something's gonna happen and it happens, we're gonna take credit for it. Bullish as fuck in the month. I think so. I think March might be that month, baby. We might have a good one. It's hard to call, though. It's definitely hard to call, man. Legend on Solana. Yeah, okay. I'm glad you relaunched your project right directly on Sol, though. Got off a pump fund, launched it on Sol, right on Sol. Given this time constraint, we may get into it. We may get into it, though. But yeah, Ken, man, we in this thing, man. Yeah, we buzzing this morning, man. I love the news, Ken, man. I love the news that we're getting makes us bullish, man. It's all about the news, right, man? Because that's what's setting us up. That's what's setting us up. XRP, yeah, we're gonna get into some of that. Got the Asian markets, they closed halfway decent. Over there where Ken's at right now, the European market's looking absolutely phenomenal. Ken dumping his profits up in that joint right now from yesterday. The United States pre-markets looking absolutely great as well. Looks like, and I'm telling you guys, it's bullish for the markets to be looking green on a Monday. Usually, it's a struggle on a Monday to get these markets moving in the pre-markets, and then the European markets selling on Monday. But the fact that these things are in green sets you up for a bullish day. I'm telling you. Usually, you guys, we bring this to you every Monday. Usually, it's a struggle. We're on the struggle bus on Mondays. But pay attention to the tariffs right here, guys. Tariffs are coming. We're going to see how these things affect the market. That's the low hanging fruit right now. Nvidia looking good. 124.92. Nvidia looks like it's looking pretty strong in after hour market trading right now. They actually had a good Somo, man. They had a good report, man, and yeah, just because they didn't blow the doors off of their reporting, everybody kind of sold off a little bit. But they actually came in the green on a lot of their reporting. Tesla's leaking this morning. Tesla's selling off like crazy this morning, but we'll see. An XRP holder sold 292 billion and put it in Ondo. Ondo could be that play, man. Yeah, but if he sold 200 billion, how much did he have? You know what I'm saying? 290 something billion, right? If you look at it, how much did he have, right? Like, is that a quarter of his bag? Is that half of his bag? So, the number looks big, but again, how big was that bag, right? That's the key. Let's go ahead. Let's look at some of these inflows and outflows of these ETFs because he's pushing the price, baby. We got a positive inflow on Bitcoin, 94.3 million right now. Got a negative outflow. We got an outflow on Ethereum of 41.9 million. So they're selling off on the on the Ethereum ETF, but everybody's buying the Bitcoin ETF. Look at Arkham. Arkham is killing it this morning. Putting in $193.2 million through their ETF. Fidelity is absolutely smoking it too, putting through $176 million through their Bitcoin ETF. And Grayscale is buying 5.6 million of the Bitcoin ETF. You notice who's down on this list is BlackRock, and that's because BlackRock was buying during the whole downturn. That ETF was in the positive the whole downturn, so they were buying the dip. These guys are buying the pump. They were buying the dip. So you see the outflows in the Ethereum ETF though. So we'll see where that goes. People take profit, right? People take profit. Got to take profit. These big hedge funds, man, they got to take profit. They don't make money off of just pray and spray and hope and wait. That's not how these guys make money. So we'll see what's up. I think the Ethereum will get a positive inflow today. I really do. I think that they'll turn that around and they'll get a positive inflow. I'm telling you guys, these ETFs, we're going to be looking at more of these ETFs pretty soon as they start to roll out. I do think XRP is next. I think that that's the next ETF to be approved. I think that one's coming pretty quick. We got Solana taking back that number one spot in the in what's being traded on chain right now. Solana sitting at 11.80% up on the 24 hour. You got Ethereum sitting at number 2, up 29.24%. right now. And then look at Arbitrum. Arbitrum's always hanging out here, guys. Arbitrum is always hanging out here in the top 5, man. There's a lot of action going on that chain right now. It's always hanging out top 5. You know, surpassed BNB this past 24 hours. BNB got a negative 21%. So you know, Arbitrum always hanging there. I do think BNB will have a massive, you know, big influx there, so they'll be back, right? And then this one right here, kind of newer one, with a lot of volume, plus 492%. So I don't know that much about it, Thorchain. So we'll see. It's been around for a while, but they got something going on there down there. And look at base dropping all the way to 6. Look at the volume on base, absolutely just tanking, coming down all the way to 6. Sui's dropping to 2 down here to number 8, at plus 33.2%. But the volume starting to come down. But I'm not done with Sui yet. Avalanche is doing pretty good, right? Sitting right here, and Polygon right underneath it. So the chains are starting to kick up a little bit. These blockchains are definitely starting to kick up a little bit. Yeah, biggest news in cryptocurrency history. We're about to get into it right now. I just wanted to go through some of these chains and go through some of this other stuff that we got going on right here, man. Trump announced a strategic crypto reserve, including Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, and more. So he hinted to more, right? Oh, and ADA, my bad. ADA's in there as well. So the ones that are actually in there are Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, and ADA right now, right? And he hinted that there could be some additional cryptocurrencies that he puts in there, but them are the ones that are actually that they're actually pushing for right now as of this moment. You see it right here. It includes this strategic reserve. They want to include XRP, Solana, and ADA, right? So I told you guys to watch out for ADA. We've been talking about this for a while. We've been talking about ADA for a while, and I said to you guys, ADA's a sleeping giant out here because Charles Haskins is involved with a lot of politicians, and this blockchain has not released its full potential yet. And sometimes when you're quiet and you're not saying nothing, but you're still building, you know, you can look at this thing and say, well, what's going on over there? So we've been talking about ADA for a while, and I've been telling you guys, I've been buying ADA, you know, this whole downturn. I was buying it because I was telling you guys, like, yo, don't sleep on ADA. It has not even opened up its full blockchain yet. Hasn't opened up the full use of its blockchain yet. But XRP and Solana being included in this is huge. XRP, Solana, and Bitcoin. They went on a massive run yesterday. Massive run when this came out. They're starting to pull back a little bit this morning. People taking profits, but that's normal, right? You know, but I'm telling you guys, but Ethereum will be included in there too. You know, I think they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna throw some ETH in there as well. Trump really likes Ethereum, and I think they're gonna throw some Ethereum in there as well. So definitely, man, this is the biggest news right here. Bitcoin reserve 10%, right? And 10% of the reserve will be in Bitcoin, which is just absolutely phenomenal. But I think they'll go ahead and they'll throw some Ethereum in there. You know, Trump really likes ETH, so I think they will. I think ETH will make it. ETH will make it into the reserve somehow, some way. It'll make it in there. Well, you think H-Bar, Scottish? Good morning, first of all. Good morning, Scottish. You know, my man 50 grand right there. You think H-Bar and Link, Link's gonna make it in there too? I think H-Bar and Link will understand. Trump really loves Link and he really loves H-Bar. Ondo, they're buying the hell out of Ondo over there in his foundation as well. So, you know, Ondo's got a shot, right? How big does this strategic reserve get though? That's the question: is how many cryptos are they willing to throw in there? right? So, but I do know that his foundation really, well, the government loves HBAR in particular. The government loves HBAR. There's some HBAR news out there right now. They're testing with Swift. So, HBAR's got its own catalyst coming out. So, it could run by itself. The Trump Foundation does love Chainlink too. They're buying the hell out of Chainlink, and they are buying the hell out of Ondo. So these definitely could sneak their way into the reserve. There's no doubt about it. It's one of these things where how big does the reserve get, right? How many different cryptos are they going to put in there? I think that they should just go ahead and put the whole top 100 in there. Me personally, why not just put the whole top 100 in there? But they're not going to do that, because that's me being a straight DJ and saying, yo, give me the top 100 out in a reserve and we'll make a whole hell of a lot of money. I just bought my first ever Ondo bag. Yo, Ondo, man. And it was at a great price too, Scottish. If you got it on anywhere underneath $1, Ondo's at a great price. And even right now, it's at a great price. Thank you, Junior. Yes, hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. But XRP being in here is key. And this is why I keep Marbits. Yeah, Marbits. We'll get there. I got some Marbits. Oh, Pepe, not XRP. My bad. Okay. So I'm on ISO 200 billion Pepe. All right. Well, that's not a bad play. I mean, because you see Ondo's catching more and more run over here. It's definitely catching more and more run. But we definitely got some Pepe. We're gonna look at the Pepe chart here in a minute. Something interesting has happened with Pepe, and we're gonna look at it. We called it here. Yeah, I was wondering too. I was like 290 something billion XRP, man. Like, that's a lot. But this is huge news, guys. This is the biggest thing that's happened to crypto since crypto ever came out, right? This right here, the strategic reserve, right? And now the whole key is, can they pull this off, right? Can they get Congress to do this? Can they get the votes to make this happen? Can they make all of this come together, right? And I think they can, right? But I think we got to look at this thing for what it is, right? So, right now, this is a great idea, and it's something that's being pushed by the White House. And the Republicans run the House, the Republicans run the Senate. So if they can get everybody in line, then this thing can move, and this thing can move the market, right? This thing really can move, because when this thing's put in the strategic reserve, right? These things, Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, ADA, is what they're talking about now, and then whatever they add, whatever they add later, this stuff is good. Whatever they put in there is as good as being staked away forever, right? As good as being staked away, as good as not being, not being ever being touched for years and years and years and years. So basically, it's in the circulating supply, but it will be out of the circulating supply. It'll be staked away, right? So that's going to make the price even much, much, much more bullish. And I keep telling you guys, and we've been talking about this for a while, watch out for all the cryptocurrency companies that are based here in the United States when it comes to this strategic reserve. Look, because he's already said that his administration is focusing on cryptocurrencies based here in the United States, because they want more cryptocurrency companies to come here to the United States. So he's really going to focus on them. Algorand's here, XRP's here. There was a whole list, and we went over it. I can pull it up later if you want, but pay attention to these ones that are based here in the United States, guys. And remember, ISOs goes live. ISO 2022 goes live this month as well, early this month. So, pay attention to that too, because ISO, if you notice, they're starting to kick up a little bit. They're starting to hold the line. They're starting to kick up a little bit. They're starting to move a little bit. You have news that is coming out about HBAR testing with Swift to see if they can handle the load that Swift will put on it. You have more and more people linking up with Chainlink, linking their blockchains up with Chainlink for that interoperability. XRP did that earlier in the year with their stable coin. They linked up with Chainlink to move that across all of these different platforms. You have private blockchains linking up now with the public blockchains through Chainlink. So these things are starting to come together little by little by little. But this month is the big month for the ISO tokens as well. But this right here, this news right here trumps it all, right? The strategic reserve. Now we got to push this through Congress. Now we got to push this through the Senate and get this thing actually rolled out, right? Make no doubt, though, guys, if this goes through, the United States government already has the Bitcoin that it needs sitting in its wallets right now from the Silk Road, takeover there when they took the Bitcoin from Silk Road. So they'll probably throw that into the strategic reserve. But make no doubt, they're probably already bought Solana. They probably already bought XRP. They already probably bought the ADA when it was down at its lowest price. Yo, and the wild card in all this with Elon sitting there, don't be surprised if Doge gets pushed in here. Don't be surprised, guys. That move right there will not surprise me. Will not surprise me at all. So coming over here looking at the cryptocurrency market cap, though, let's get into one more bit of news that we got to talk about, because we called this here, right? We called this. The federal judge dismisses SEC case against Richard Heart and XRP, citing lack of jurisdiction. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. So we talked about the Hex network, PulseX, Pulse Chain, all of that stuff. And we talked about this. And with the federal judge, see, there's one more step that has to take place before Richard Heart actually can come out and make these things, it really make a whole lot of statements. And one of the things I'm waiting for is Richard Heart to put out a video on YouTube about Hex and PulseX and all that. But one more step has to be done before he can do that. The SEC has to turn around and say that they're not going to appeal this decision. And once that happens, all of this is good. All of this is good. You're going to see this Hex ecosystem take off. Good morning, Cheese. Good morning. How are you? How are you? How are you, my brother? But yeah, you're going to see this thing take off. You're going to see the whole Hex ecosystem absolutely skyrocket. We called it here, guys. We called it. I told you guys. I said, if this happens, you're going to see PulseX, Pulse, and Hex take off. And we knew that this was going to happen because the SEC is not enforcing this stuff anymore. But I do believe that the XRP case will go the same way. The SEC will decide that they're not going to appeal this case. The XRP case, that'll go away. The Richard Heart case will go away. And you're going to see these things open up. You're going to start to see cryptocurrency open up. And we're going to have this massive bull run. I keep telling you guys, we're going to have a massive bull run. It's just going to be institutional driven, right? A lot of it's going to be institutional driven, which means it's going to be in these institutional coins. But make no doubt, Richard Heart has billions and billions of dollars sitting on the sidelines, just waiting to deploy into this Hex ecosystem. And that's what makes me so bullish, because he's not going to sit back and allow his projects to fail. So he's going to just deploy all this capital to make sure that he makes a statement, when it comes to the Hex ecosystem. So he's just waiting on the SEC to say that they're not going to appeal this. And I think he's going to start deploying that capital. So watch out for this, guys. Watch out for this. This is going to happen, and the SEC is not going to appeal this case. And then you have the Trump, this strategic reserve, man. I'm telling you, I seen this news the other day, and I seen the markets taking off yesterday. And I was like, damn, man, it's really pumping all of the markets. It's really pumping the whole cryptocurrency atmosphere back up to where it was. But make no doubt, guys, if we really had the retail money in the market right now, this market would have been really, really sending, right? But it's just not there. But we got institutional money just crashing down on this market right now. I mean, it is just influxing capital into this market like crazy since this came out. So you got the total market cap sitting at $3.04 trillion right now. Remember, guys, when we streamed on Friday, this thing was sitting at 2.7, 2.8 trillion right now. So you know, at that time. So a lot of money came into this market based off of this news. And we know that a lot of that's institutional money, right? Why do we know that? Because look at the fear and greed index sitting at 39. This thing was in 20s on Friday. So we're starting to build back up into a little bit more of a greedy state. But look at, we're still 60% Bitcoin. We're still 60.49% Bitcoin. But look at the Ethereum dominance continues to come down at 9.3%, right? But look at the Bitcoin dominance, busted back up to the 60% level. That's absolutely huge. So you know where people are putting their money. You know where they're putting their capital. 2.9 trillion ish. Yeah. Okay. So we're at 2.9 trillion. So yeah. I mean, pump is coming, man. And remember, you guys, like I'm telling you, the retail money is just not here yet. So if the retail money was here, you would have seen this pump go up to at least 6 trillion, at least 6 trillion. So we're in a good spot, but I'm telling you guys, we're in a very touchy spot because retail money is not here yet. So we're in a very touchy spot. Uh, 20, 20's, you know, when we look at 20, you know, I mean, you look at where XRP is right now, right? It's at $2.63, right? You look at its market cap, sitting right around 100, let's call it 150 bill. So for this thing to get to 20, we're using round numbers, you know. For this thing to get to 20, you got to 10x that, which is about 1.5 trillion, which would put it right underneath Bitcoin. It can get there. Will it instantly go there? No, I think it's going to be the step ladder approach where you're going to see this thing go, you know, probably two to 2.5 where it is right now, probably up to 5. It'll stay at 5 for a little while. It'll slowly start to build its way up to that 8-9 level. It'll stay there for a little while. It'll work its way up to 10. It'll stay there for a little while. People will get out. People will come in. It'll slowly work its way up. But it could, I keep telling you guys, it's going to be the number 2 token on board. So if it becomes the number 2 token on board, I mean, you look over here, it's got to sit right underneath Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's at 1.8 trill. This has got to get to 1.5 trill in order for it to be, you know, in order for that 20 to happen, right? In order for that 20 to happen. So, you know, it's got to get there. So, you know, that's a lot of capital, right? That's a lot of capital coming in. You're talking about 10x and a damn near 10x in a market cap that's in the top 3 right now. That's a lot of capital. So, you know, it's one of these ones, like, you got to have a lot of institutional money to move that market cap that high. Could happen though. I mean, with ISO going live, I keep telling you, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. There's my man Big A. Big Armory's in the building. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying, Big A. Is the concern right now is that the retail money's not here, right? So even with this announcement, you're still, even the market cap, you're still at $3.04 trillion market cap, right? If retail money was here, this thing would be blowing up, right? So we know that this is institutional money. Retail is just not here. And I keep telling you guys, like, it's hard for retail to get here because people are struggling. People are struggling to make rent. People are struggling to make bills. People are just struggling right now. So, you know, this retail money, when it, you know, if it was here, it would have blew this market cap up. You know, these degens would have blew this up. But It's a little bit concerning that you get the biggest news, and make no doubt, guys, we got to pump, but you get the biggest news in cryptocurrency history, and Bitcoin doesn't set an all-time high. It's a little bit concerning, but we're gonna take it, man. We're gonna take it because I'm telling you, this is some bullish news. I mean, between this news right here about the strategic reserve, Solana, XRP, ADA, Bitcoin, and Richard Hart actually being cleared by a judge over there on the Hexa ecosystem, in that case, damn near getting thrown out, to the point where it's going to get thrown out. Yo, that's a good fucking weekend. That's a good weekend for crypto. Good morning, Francis. Franco, what's up? Good morning. So that's a good weekend. That's a damn good weekend for crypto, man. And you can't ask for much more. You really can't. And I'm telling you, like this is huge news. This is a huge deal. Will this strategic reserve get bigger? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they add more cryptos. But right now, I'm a little skeptical about the whole Solana pick. But remember, Trump launched that shitty meme coin on Solana too. So, I mean, I'm a little skeptical about that whole Solana pick. There could have been a lot of other picks that could have went up there in place of Solana that would have been a lot better. But I'm bullish on the whole strategic reserve. Definitely on Bitcoin. Definitely on XRP. I think ADA. We've talked about it here for a long time. It's a sleeping giant, man. And when they, like I keep telling you guys, like they haven't even released the damn whole blockchain yet. They're what they have out there right now is pocket change compared to what they got sitting in the background, and they're a fully governance token right now. So that plays a big role, is that they're under complete governance now. So they took that vote last week as well, and so it is what it is, man. But this is why you don't see your low market caps pumping though, is simply because retail money's not here. And make no doubt, man, big money's not playing in that arena. Big money's not playing in that arena. Francis, what's up? Good morning, Grand Rising, brother. Grand Rising. But yeah, big money's not playing in the low market cap arena. And I just it is what it is, man. So but this bullish news, man, and we gotta take it, right? We gotta take it. So what's going on over here at the bubbles? We got a good day. When I woke up early this morning, the hour wasn't feeling it too well, the hour chart, but the day chart looks really, really well. You got to expect a pullback right now, though, guys. With the run up that we had last night, you got to expect that people are going to start taking some profits here and there, and that's kind of what's happening this morning. You see a little bit of a pullback. I mean, XRP right now sitting at $2.64. It was higher than that last night. You look at it, we got up to 290, 296 last night. People are starting to take profits here and there, which is understandable. It's understandable, and it's okay, because you need some of this pullback in order to move forward. Just as long as we set higher highs and higher lows, right? That's the only thing you're looking for, is that step ladder to the top, right? That's it. So you're not looking for this massive run up and then this massive dump, because when we get over here to Pepe, let's take a look at Pepe. That's what happened here. You had this big, huge liquidity gap because you had this monster run up, and there was nowhere for you to go but down. But we talked about this. I said to you guys, if Pepe gets into this channel right here, this thing's going to start moving to the upside, right? And boom, where did we hit? This is the day chart, right? So, these are day candles, but we hit the bottom of that channel. We hit the bottom of this channel right here, and boom, we're starting to move to the upside, right? We're working on getting this zero back, right? We're looking at taking that zero back, and that's what we got to do. And we're working on it, right? We're working on it. Pi took a big hit. Pi got whopped. Crypto Confident, good morning. How are you, brother? Pi got whopped this weekend. But Pi needed to come back. It needed a pullback. It was on a massive run and needed a pullback. People don't like that, but when you look at any chart, when you look at any crypto chart, when you look at any stock chart, when you're on a massive run up to the upside like Pi was, you have to expect that you're going to come down, right? It's just kind of a given that that's going to happen, right? Come over here and you look at Pi, and you pull this back just on a week, right? When you have this run up like this, you got to know that the downside's coming in. The downside's got to come in, right? And it really got walloped pretty good, but the run up was pretty good too, and that's that gap, right? That's that gap that we talk about. That's that liquidity gap that we talk about. There wasn't a lot of support and resistance built on this run up. It was just a straight run up. So you got to expect to come down to up in this area right here where you can start to see some level of support right here. You're going to come back down here. You're going to test that. It's going to run back up though. Pi will run back up. There's no doubt about that. The other one that had a monstrous weekend was HBAR. HBAR on the Swift News, right? On the Swift News. When you look at it on a day, it got as high as 28 cents, right? It started to come down. People started to take profits. They're selling it back down to 25 to 24 cents. This is definitely a sell down to bring it back down to these levels right here, right? To these levels right here. But it had a nice run up to 28 cents. I thought for sure it was going to break into that 30-cent range. Never got there. But HBAR is going to be a mover. It's showing itself to be a mover and shaker. So when you look at it on the week, on the week time frame, you can see that it's got up here to that 28-cent level, started to come back down. So definitely HBAR was on the move yesterday, and it'll be back on the move today. The Binance listing will be a game changer for Pi. I think the Binance listing is huge, Selma. They got to get the Binance listing out. I think it's going to be a big deal. I think there'll be a lot of selling. There will be a lot of buying pressure over there on Binance. And if Binance puts it on the future side and allows people to long and short Pi as well, I think that people underestimate the leverage side of crypto and the amount of volume that brings to a project. That volume, it could be very positive volume for the project. So I think if when Pi gets to Binance and Pi actually gets to moving over there, it's going to be a good catalyst for Pi. I think Pi's just in a little bit of a retracement. There's nothing wrong with the project. The project hasn't fundamentally changed at all. It's just in a little bit of a retracement. It goes through what every other project goes through. You have that monster run up and you have that monster pullback. It's just how the game works, and you got to be prepared for that. So you knew the pullback was coming in Pi. You had, at some point it was going to happen. It was just a matter of how far, right? It's just a matter of how far it was going to pull back. But luckily for Pi, we ended up with a great weekend, and people were dumping money into crypto, and we ended up with a good weekend. And Pi got hit pretty hard, but it could have been worse. It definitely could have been worse. If we were on a bad weekend, I believe that definitely would have been worse. But Sway fell under $3. This thing went on a nice run yesterday as well. And the reason why I like to look at the runs that it went on when these cryptos went on when the market was booming and up, because this lets you know kind of where people are putting their money, right? Well, in an up market, it lets you know, like, here's where they're putting their money at. Got up to $3.24, right? So before it started to pull back underneath that $3 mark. So this is why I pay attention to runs and say, okay, so we know HBAR ran, we know Sway ran, we know that XLM ran, and remember what we were saying before. It's all about the ISOs right now. because them go live in March, right? We know Ondo ran. We know OM had a good day, had a good weekend. When you look at OM and its real world tokenized assets, it had a good weekend. You know, when you look at it, it got around that 750 range, retook that $7.50 range. So it actually had a good weekend. But it kind of lets you know where people are parking their money, where big money's parking their money, right? We know they're parking in a Bitcoin. We know they're parking a little bit of an Ethereum, but not a lot in Ethereum, but a little bit in Ethereum. And we know they're parking at OM, and we definitely know they're parking at Ondo, right? Ondo's up to $1.12 right now. I should say down to $1.12 right now. At the height of this run, at the height of this weekend run, it was sitting around $1.22. So definitely had a nice pull to the upside. So, pay attention to what's running during these runs. I mean, you look at the Trump token, it didn't run. I mean, it ran with the rest of the market, but it didn't have a big, huge pump like some of the other ones. Algorand, the United States company. Watch out for Algorand. You know who else had a nice run? Right here, Crow. When you look at Crow was getting its fucking ass whooped this whole downturn. It was getting beat. It was getting beat down. It got up to 9.5 cents. I thought it was going to break the 10-cent mark. Got up to 9.5 cents. Since people started to pull off, sell out. It's back down to $8.03. But it showed some signs of life, and that's one thing that Crow hasn't done in a long time. It shows some signs of life, and it, during this pump, it actually showed a little bit of life in it. Quant surprisingly didn't break over that $100 mark during this run. So sitting at $93, but definitely doing its thing, man. Definitely doing its thing, and like to see that. But yeah, when we look at Pepe, man, I'm ready for Pepe. Pepe's, I think, is on its way. It came back down here, man. It filled this gap up. You can see it kind of filled this liquidity gap up here, and I think right now it's at the bottom of this channel we were talking about, right? Kind of hit the bottom and bounced off the bottom, and slowly is starting to make its way back up. And I think that this is more healthy. This run up is going to be more healthy for Pepe and give it more staying power than this right here. So I think that this was a great thing for Pepe to come down here and do what it did. I know for investors, a lot of people look at this and go, well, Danny, what do you mean? You're crazy. It gave a zero back. It lost value. What do you mean that this was a good thing? You're nuts. We only live off of green candles around here. And what are you doing saying that this is good? That's straight downtrend right there. It's because of this, man. It's got to build. It's got to build back up, and it will. And it is. You can see it. You can see it now starting to make that turn. Will Pepe be the first retail to take off? I think so. Ken. I think so. I think Pepe will probably be the first meme coin that when retail comes back in, that they'll start buying up. I think everybody's seen the Dogecoin run. Everybody's seen the Shiba Inu run. So they're going to be looking for that next Doge. They're going to be looking for that next SHIB. And I think with Pepe being there, I think that that's what it is. Have a good one. Excuse me. Have a good one, Junior, man. Have a good one, brother. Yes, Ken. I do. So, Ken, I do think that Pepe will be the first retail runner. Just because it's on everything. It's on every exchange. People underestimate a Robinhood listing, but never underestimate a Robinhood listing. That's where all the big money, a lot of big money sits over there that trade stocks. And when they look at crypto starting to pump, that's when they start to come over. And believe you me, there's a whole hell of a lot more money over there than there is in the crypto market. I can tell you that from experience. So so definitely I think Pepe is going to be that first runner. It's worked its way up there. It deserves that. It's going to be that first runner, and retail money is going to come FOMOing in. So yeah, Ken, I do think so, and it's got a lot of backing from a lot of people. It's proven itself to be solid, right? So looking at this total 3, this is the big one, right? This is the big one. This is the big one. Where's our altcoins going? Well, we looked at it. Told you guys we had to hold this line right here on Friday. And boy, did we ever hold that line on Friday, right? Boy, did we ever hold that freaking line. Not only did we hold the line, now we busted up through the 0.5 right here. This 0.5, which is a key line. Anytime you get above this 0.5 right here, that's freaking key. That's monster, right? So if we can build on this 0.5 on this total 3, sitting at 875.21 billion right now, we're definitely going to start working our way up to 3 trillion. I mean 1.1 trillion, right? So we're starting. We've touched this 6-1 line twice, 2 days in a row. Touched it, and you can see it bounced right back off of it. It touched it twice and just got rejected both times. Like got thrown back to the downside. So if we can hold this 5 line and really start to put another green candle above this 0.5, we're definitely working on it. We're working our way up to the 6-1. We're working our way up to the 6-1. It's touched the 6-1 twice. So it's not like it hasn't tried to get there already. And that 6-1 is sitting at like 935 billion, right? 935 billion. So when you look at that, you know, we're making our way back up there. And this is important for all of your altcoins, because how this total 3 runs is how your altcoins are going to run. And if this thing's in the shitter, your altcoins are in the shitter. There's just no way around that. So I like where we're at on that. I like the fact that we've touched the 6-1 line twice before we got it and got rejected twice, but we're holding the 5 line. We're holding the 0.5 line, which I think is phenomenal. Got this Ondo chart over here. Whew, look at that. Again, Ondo had this massive run up right here. Had to come back down and test that. And it did. It's in that 113, right? $1.13 right now. So not bad. Ondo's got a lot of spark in it right now. So I like where Ondo is. I'm loving where Ondo is right now. XLM, another project I'm loving where it is right now, 33 cents. Definitely holding its own, man. It's holding its own. But remember, here's what we've seen, right? We've seen this. It has to build some support here. Off of this major run up when it was up over 40 something cents. And that's what it's doing right here. That's what this is right here. So it's kind of catching itself, and this is where the support is right now, between 30 cents and 35 cents. So we love it. We're loving where that is right now. So, XLM's primed for another run. So giving you the ones that I think given where we're at, could make a positive move. Go back over here and check these bubbles out, see where we're at. The other one that we don't really talk about a lot, but I think could be a major player in this thing, is Render. AI play and Render. I think it got beat up. Render got beat up pretty bad. Render's been beat up pretty bad over the past, like, let's say year. You know, it's had its high over here over the year up to $13, and it really got beat up a little bit. Selma, you talked about this one a long time ago. It got beat up a little bit, and it had a nice little run up, and now it's starting to get beat up again down here to $4.20. But I think that I think that this one could be a good play because I think it likes to hang out when it gets right around here to this $4.20, $4.30 mark. It likes to start to make a bounce to the upside, right? So if you even if you get here, right around $8, that's still a double up. That's a $10 mark right there. That's still, I mean, you're still over a double, and it doesn't even need to get back here to its year high, right? So I think render might be a play. Render might be a short term play. Cosmos. Let's see, where is Cosmos? But I think render might be I think I don't know. I'll probably buy some render. When we look at Cosmos right now, $4.59, call it 460. When we look at this on a year, let's pull it back from the year, right? Its year was $14.19 was kind of like its year high over the past 12 months. Just going back recently, you're looking at a $10.42 play right there. So at 450, if Cosmos just gets back right here to where its last big run up was $10.25. I mean, you're over a 2x. And that's not bad. And why do I concentrate so much on a 2x, right? Why do we concentrate so much on a 2x? Because here's how it, if you're playing with a decent sized bag, you should be playing a game like this, right? Like, let's say you're looking at Cosmos and you say, all right, I'm going to get in at 450, right? I'm going to get in at 450. Say, I'll just throw some numbers out there. I'll say I'm going to put $1,000 in there at 450, right? When that thing gets to $10, because we know that was the last time that it fell off at $10, I'm going to take my $1,000 out, and I'm going to let the rest ride, right? So now I'm riding for free, right? So whatever you got in there now, you're riding for free, right? So if this thing reaches that $14 level again, you're good, you're golden, right? Which is its year high, and then if it goes to its all-time high, you're really sitting good, and you can start to take profits out on the way up. But the faster you get your initial out on a 2x, the better off you are, because on a 2x, you take your initial out, and you have if you put 1,000 in, you should be at 2,000. You take 1,000 out, you're still at 1,000, and you got your initial out, and then you're riding it up. And the quicker you can get to free, the better off you are, right? The better off you are. So get to free as fast as you can. And that's the whole key to winning this game, right? I mean, let's go look at ADA. ADA had a hell of a run, right? ADA had a hell of a run. So if you just pull ADA back a month, right? Let's say you were investing in ADA somewhere up in here, right? Which was about 60 cents, right? So, 60 is $1.20, right? 2x would give you $1.20. You get over here to yesterday, right? You could have literally came over, almost had a 2x, 114, 115, 116 up in here. You could have almost had a 2x, and you would have been sitting on that project for less than a month, right? So that's how the game is played, right? So if you were to, if you were to do that, you would have been almost at a 2x, right? So I'm just saying, like, these are the kind of things that you got to look at and say, well, how fast am I going to get my initial out of this, right? How fast am I going to get my initial out of this thing? And this is what you got to be looking at. Like, even if you look at WIF, right? WIF had a decent weekend, and we dogged the shit out of WIF for months, right? For a month now, right? But legitimately, I mean, we dogged it. But if you would have looked at it, you would have bought it up in here, right? It was sitting at 53 cents. It's sitting at 76 cents right now, right? If you would have bought it 50, 67, that thing gets to, that thing gets to $1.20, $2. You get your initials out of there. You're riding that for free. It's, what are we on, a month? Yeah, so we're on a month. The month it was already at $1.10 was the high. And if you look at the yearly high, I think it's like $4 or something, right? $4.50. So, I don't know if you want to take a chance. There's a chance there for you, right? Just get your initials out as fast as you can. Get in low, take your initials, ride the rest up, right? Games played. That's how people win this game. You can't lose when you get your initials out. You can't lose. So, Bitcoin 92.9 right now. Okay. We see you, Bitcoin. We see you. Let's come over here. What we got here? What are we looking at here? We got to get Peanut off of there. Peanut's messing the whole board up. We got to get Peanut off of there. Popcat not doing too bad. Miggle's not doing too bad. Mung, I don't know. I think Mung is on the down. I think Mung is starting to. Mung's starting to lose some favor with a lot of people. Bonk didn't do too bad. Didn't do too bad either. So not looking too bad. The meme coins themselves ain't looking too bad. Where's TokenFi? 2 cents. Boy, TokenFi. I think that's a steal for TokenFi. Sitting at 2 cents. Definitely not too bad. Where's our triple X's at? Right? XLM, XDC, XRP 16.9% on the day, 4.1% on the day, and XDC is hurting a little bit right now. I can't believe XDC took a downturn on the day. Sitting at 8 cents right now. This one could be the next one to move. This one, XDC could move. Yeah, Squirrel's dead, man. My man Squirrel, man. Somebody shot him with the BB gun. But yeah, XDC could make a massive move here. It's kind of got stomped out over the weekend. And these are kind of what you want to be looking at. You want to be looking at these ones that kind of didn't already make this run. If you're looking to build your bags, like you don't want to buy XRP up 16.9%. You know it's going to pull back a little bit. People are going to take profits, and that's when you want to jump in. XLM up 4.1% at 33 cents. You kind of want to wait on that one a little bit, see where it's going to go. But something like XDC that didn't really have that massive run up with everybody else, and it's only sitting at 8 cents. That could be the move. That could be a move. You could bust a move there. Where are we at on the hour? But yeah, man, bullish freaking news this weekend, man. We got great news around crypto, man. Where's Pulse? You see Pulse had a great move this weekend. It was up 30, 40%. Now it's still up 1% on the hour, sitting at all these zeros, 4.3. Not too bad. Off of that news that Richard Hart's got going on. So PulseX is hanging in there even during the pullback. Pulse itself is right around the same. I think PulseX is the play here. If you're gonna go into the Hex ecosystem, I think PulseX is a play. I think that's the one. That's the blockchain. Yeah, I think that's the one. That's the one you want to be in. Although I do think Hex will get a nice run to the upside. I think there's bigger profits to be made in PulseX than there is in Hex. There's more room. There's more room there. With this news, with Richard Hart, with this right here, as soon as the SEC drops that case or says that it's not going to appeal it, expect PulseX and Hex all to run all at the same time, and they'll run massively, because I think Richard Hart will come out. He'll do a live on YouTube. He'll pump that token. Yeah, I do. I see Pulse USD running. I see it. I see it. I see it making a move. I see it growing in popularity. Um, I see a lot of the projects that are pegged to Pulse too. A lot of the different contracts like Pulse XRP, Pulse Chainlink, Pulse, all of these other Pulse things that are wrapped up in a Pulse ecosystem. I see them starting to get pegged to the real price out here, and I think there's massive gains to be made there as well. And I think Richard Hart's going to deploy the capital to do it. He's got billions sitting on the sideline, so I think in order for him to make a statement, he's going to come in, he's going to push his stable coin, he's going to push the pegging of a lot of them contracts to some of the most popular tokens, and he's going to peg the price, and he's going to try to make that thing move. He's going to really try to make that thing move, and because he's got a point to prove, and we all know he's got a big ego, so he's going to come out and he's going to try to pull that. He's going to try to prove that point. And so I think he's going to start pegging a lot of the wrapped Pulse tokens like XRP, XLM, Bitcoin, stuff like that. I think he's going to do his best to start to peg these to the original price and keep them there so that there's a reason for people to come over to the Pulse chain and trade. And I think he's going to utilize that stable coin that he has to really start to make that happen. So, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. But I think that this thing's close to being wrapped up. I think the XRP case is close to being wrapped up because here's the thing. You guys got to read between the lines, right? Just read between the lines. You don't put XRP in a strategic reserve and have it be in the middle of a court case. You know what I'm saying? You know that this court case is coming to an end when you start to see stuff like this. Because there's no way in hell that you could be wrapped up in legal litigation and be in a strategic reserve. So this thing's over. The XRP case is over. It's just a matter of the actual documents being signed and everything going bye-bye. But this thing's over. It's a wrap. The Richard Hart case, it's a wrap. It's over. XRP is over. Coinbase, we already know, has been settled in the SEC. Has taken care of that. And the other big one is that the SEC has come out and said that meme coins are not securities. So they're not going to prosecute them as securities, which gives people a lot of leeway to come out here and start creating a lot of these meme coins as well. So be careful. Be careful. Marbits isn't doing Marbits. Boy, had a little bit of sell-off here. Had a nice run up and a bit of a sell off. So it's for you, Glenn Marbits. I'm watching my money. It's going down. It's going down. My money's getting less. Ken, what's going on? Why is my money getting less over there? Show my guy house got plans for Ripple. I think so. I think they got plans. I think that they're together. I think that they need each other. They need each other to make this thing go, right? Trump needs all of ISO to run to make this new banking system go, and XRP and Ripple are a key piece in that ISO system. So they need each other, but they need this case to go away, which it will. But they need this to go away. They need that case to go away. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Marbits will be fine. All right, Ken. All right, brother. I haven't sold one Marbits token, man. I bought it. It's sitting there in its own wallet named Marbits. I'm just leaving it there. I haven't touched it. The only time I look at it is when I bring it up on stream so that we can look at it together. That's the only time. I haven't touched it. I haven't sold one token. It's just kind of hanging out over there. So you can consider my money as good as staked right now. So, it just is where it is. But yo, guys, you know, I always like to leave you guys with a token to watch out for. Watch out for Render. Watch out for Render. I think Render's about to make a move. You know, I could be wrong. I just think that, but I think it's been beat down enough that it's ready to go. You know, maybe it gets beat down further. I don't know, but you know, I like to find these ones that are down and out and starting to dig themselves back out. And I think Render's about time. And make no doubt, guys, SEI, Trump Foundation is buying SEI. And they have been buying millions and millions of dollars to SEI. So keep your eye on SEI. SEI could be, and we talked about SEI before, and I told you guys what I thought was going to happen. You know, I think that Solana right now it's the meme capital of the world, but right now look at the price; it's getting hammered. Right? It got that price got beat down. Right? And a lot of meme token volume is starting to come off of Solana to BNB, right? So I do think that BNB is in for a major push because there's going to be some meme coins launched over there, and you know, some volume uptick on that blockchain. And then I think that meme coin volume is going to move down here to Sway. I think that this is the blockchain that it's going to move to, and then like we talked about before a long time ago, I think SEI is probably the next blockchain to make a big volume push and come on up in here. Just based off of the degenerate volume. I think that SEI is probably that late runner. There's two late runners that I keep talking about in this bull run that I think will run the second half of this bull run. And I think it's going to be SEI, and I think it's going to be Pyth. I think that them two, they're not going to run initially. They're not going to make that big, huge push initially when all the rest of the altcoins make that push. But I think once people start to recycle their profits, I think them are two projects right there that they're going to recycle some of their profits into is SEI and Pyth. I think that them are two good ones. Yo, yeah, I seen the Zelensky thing, man. Yo, why they treated that man like a straight punk, man. Yo, they treated that dude like he was a chump, man. Like they punked him out, man. Zelensky is going rogue. But here's the thing, man. Like you can't be running around. I'll give you my take on it. Like you can't be running around here asking all these nations for money, pimping yourself out, asking all these nations for money, and then come up into somebody else's house and talk about the war is going to come and see you guys and it's on your doorstep and all that. Like you can't be doing that. You can't run around here pimping yourself out and then all of a sudden start to talk crap, man. Well, the Europeans have the Europeans have no choice but to back Ukraine right now. They have no choice. Like literally, Russia's right at their doorstep, right? So they have no choice. And I'm going to give you guys my take on this, and then we're going to get out of here, right? We'll get out of here after this. But here's the thing: do you blame Russia for doing what they did, right? So, and you got to look at it like this. So, Ukraine and the United States, we're talking about them going into the UN, right? And if they would have put Ukraine into the UN and all that stuff, that would have allowed the European nations and the United States and everybody else to go set military bases up in Ukraine, right? And Ukraine's like right on Russia's doorstep, right? So like basically they would have, the UN would have unlimited access for spying capabilities, deployment of weapons and everything else right into Russia, right? If they let Ukraine come into the UN, right? So think about it from an American standpoint, right? That would be like China opening up military bases in Canada. You don't think that the United States gonna have a reaction to that? Yeah, they're gonna have a reaction to that. They're going to have a negative reaction to that. So did Putin have any other option but to do what he did when they were talking about letting Ukraine into the UN? And not to mention, Zelensky is a billionaire off of this war. You know what I mean? His net worth is increasing like crazy. So his people are dying. His net worth is increasing. I don't know. It's a tough situation, but you don't come begging for money and then talk that crap. You try to talk that talk. You don't come begging somebody for money and talk that talk. Like it is what it is, man. Uh, Europe is a real life Game of Thrones. It definitely could be, but make no like I don't think that the interview itself was good for public relations, and I don't think it looked good. The Zelensky interview with Trump, I don't think that looked good. It wasn't a good look, but at the same time, like let's be real. Let's be real. Like you don't come begging for money and act like that. Like you got to have a little bit more tact. If you've seen his the guy that was with Zelensky, if you've seen his reaction, the ambassador to the United States, he was basically, his reaction was like, damn, Zelensky, just be quiet, man. But it didn't happen, man. And Trump's different, man. Trump's different. Like you ain't gonna just come up in there saying whatever you want to say and doing whatever you want to do with Trump, man. You gonna come correct, or he gonna or gangster's gonna come out in Trump, man. Trump's gangster, baby. So he's not an average politician. I don't know, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that whole Russian-Ukraine thing, and that war. That war needs to come to an end. There's been millions and millions of people who have died, and that war is a never-ending civil war battle over there until it comes to an end. They need to come to an agreement, and that war needs to end. And it's just gone on way too long. It's gone on way too long, and the Israel Hamas war needs to end as well. They need to bring that one to an end. We need world peace for a little while. We needed these countries to start rebuilding themselves, getting out of inflation, start rebuilding themselves, start taking care of their people, start letting the people prosper again instead of fighting with each other. So no matter how they end, let's just bring them to an end. And that's my thought on it. Is we need world peace. We definitely need peace. People are struggling way too much in these countries, and the only way for people not to struggle is to bring peace and to these countries. And that's my take. So whatever that takes to bring peace, then just do it and get it over with. But other than that, guys, we're going to be back at it on Wednesday. We have great news in crypto, man. It was a great weekend. We have great news. You got Richard Heart, basically free. You have the biggest news of all, the cryptocurrency reserve getting ready to kick off and getting ready to go in front of the House and the Senate with Solana, XRP, Bitcoin, and Cardano right now inside of it, with more possibly to be added. Don't be surprised if Ethereum goes in there. I think Ethereum definitely will go into that reserve. I think that's pretty much a given at this point. I think that is what it is. Watch out for some of these tokens that didn't get this massive push up right now. Watch for the rotation of profits. One that I'm looking at really close right now is Render. You pick yours. You do what you guys want to do. Watch for Pepe breakout. Pepe hit the bottom of that channel that support line that we were looking at. Watch for a Pepe's move to the upside now. Watch for another XRP move to the upside once we get a little bit of a sell-off going on right now, and watch for a move back to the upside. So all right, Ken, we'll see you, man. We'll see you, brother. Okay. Someone says he was in Germany. I want to read these comments. Before I get out of here. Ken and Selmo having a conversation, so I want to be nosy. So, but yeah, so you guys get up out of here. Have a great day. Happy Monday to everybody, man. Great markets today. Markets look really good. Markets look really strong. News is all positive. Yo, deploy your capital a little bit at a time, not all at once, and you'll be able to make some money in this market. This market's not over. We haven't hit the parabolic cryptocurrency phase yet. The cryptocurrency altcoin run, it's coming, and that thing's about to go parabolic. So we are up out of here, guys. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. You guys have a great one. Stay safe, stay smart, trade smart, make some money. We out. Bye.